Hello there. Welcome to the sleep clinic. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to just start by taking your pulse just to get a baseline, see where you're at, see if we can work with that a little bit. Okay. Do you have a preference as to which arm? Okay, let's just go right here then. I'm going to put my first two fingers just below that wrist crease. And we're going to hang out for about 15 seconds. 22 times 4, that's quite brisk, so let's see, that's a lot, so we certainly need to work on that a little bit, and let's go ahead and take a listen to your heart and lungs, see how hard they're working, see if we can soothe them a little bit. Just going to get my stethoscope here, and I'm going to use the diaphragm of the stethoscope, place it on your chest, listen, and move along. So let's start with your lungs. I'm going to be placing the stethoscope starting at the lung apices. We're going to listen to one side, switch to the other, come down, switch to the other side, and work in this ladder-like motion so that we can compare one side to the other at each row. When I put the diaphragm on your skin, I'm going to have you take a deep breath in and out. We'll see if naturally that helps calm the heart down. So, deep breath in and out. That's it. Deep breath in and out. Good. And just moving down. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Nice and easy. Nice and slow. Deep breath in and out. Letting your shoulders sink down a bit. Letting everything relax a little more. Good. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Last row. Deep breath in. I'd like to listen to each of the valves of your heart, and then we're going to double check and see if maybe that's slowed down a bit. So our first valve that we listen to is our aortic valve. We're listening to the valve open and close, open and close. Good. The next being the pulmonary valve. Just long enough to make sure the valve is doing this correctly. And then we move down to the tricuspid valve. Good. And lastly, we do our mitral valve. Hearing those valves open and close. Good. Okay. I'm going to listen to your heart again. And let's see if we can count our beats here. So let's go on the 30. 19. Okay, so that is a good amount lower. And I like that quite a bit more than 88. So let's take this off. Already, we've made things a little calmer for you. Now, our object today here at the sleep clinic is we want to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. You have your nervous system that allows you to run from things, the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, that sort of nervous system activity. But then you can switch it to the rest and digest nervous system mode, in which the breathing rate drops, blood pressure drops, heart rate drops, sweating, all of that. Makes you more present, more aware, and most importantly, more ready to relax and rest. So, one way we can try to trick our body or use our body's own tricks against itself. So we can do a special kind of breathing called a physiological sigh. If you've ever been breathing and all of a sudden you just kind of and then go back to breathing normally, that's a physiological sigh. So we're going to do that sort of phenomenon. I'm going to have you take a breath in, and then at the top we're going to take another breath, and then exhale. 2 inhales, 1 exhale. So, deep breath in, and another, and out. Nice and easy. Deep breath in, and another, and out. One last one. Deep breath in, and another, and out. There we are. Letting the body relax down a bit. Get a little bit more oxygen. And I'm just going to take a look at your body and see if there are particular areas of tension, like right here along the forehead, if I could just have you smooth that out. Here. And a little bit right in here. Right here. Just in the jaw. Just relax that down. Good. And let's take a peek at the shoulders here. Yeah, these are hitched up a little, so let's bring them down. Let's bring them down a bit. There you go, good. And let's see, is there anywhere else that you feel any sort of tension in the body, anywhere where you're really holding on? Okay, just take a little inventory. Just paying attention to the face, the neck, the chest here, shoulders down to the hands, abdomen, hips down to the ankles and the feet. Seeing if there's anywhere where you can relax just a little bit more. Now, a few ways that we can also help to activate our parasympathetic nervous system is we can very gently stroke around the lips. And if you do this very slowly, with just gentle pressure, there's something just very soothing about the motion. And that helps to bring us into that rest and digest mode. I'm going to take a cotton ball and do the same for you here. And we're just going to gently go around the mouth slowly. And then we're going to work with the ears. There we are. So, it is said that one can access the vagus nerve, which has a big part in our autonomic nervous system, controlling our breathing, heart rate, etc. And we can access this very long, very wandering nerve. That's why it's called the vagus nerve. It means wander. We can access it via the ears. There are specific points that you're supposed to be able to massage and activate the nerve. So, whether or not that works or not, it's still quite nice to receive an ear massage. So, I'd like to just take a look at your ear and just position my fingers there so that we can do some gentle massage here. using one finger to gently just rub in a circle. Using my hand to open that up a bit. We're going to work the folds of the ear. Just gently rub this. And then more by the tragus here. Good. Is pressure okay? Just like that. That's my own involuntary physiological sigh. Which is good. It means we're getting into that nice nervous system mode. Good. And the other side, I'm just going to make this easier to get into the folds of the ear. Good. Just rolling my finger around. Little circles. There we are. And then tragus here. Let's see. There. My other finger here. Good. Nice and easy. Okay. So, let's do some light face stroking. See if we can just get you shifted all the way to being ready to relax. Might be able to do a little bit of face tapping. Just to really ground you in place. And then light strokes over the face. Gentle, feather light, and some little bits of tapping over the orbits, down the nose, on the cheeks, and then a stroke, stroke, stroke. It's very gentle, soft, personal attention mixed with a little bit of percussion. And a stroke, stroke. Just very gentle. And then some tapping. Nice and easy. Feeling the body just sink down a little bit deeper. Feeling the breath even and lengthen. deepen maybe. Let's get situated here. So we're going to try to get as comfortable as possible. So I'm going to check in with your head and face here. Is everything in the head and face as comfortable as it can be? Are there any areas you can relax down a little bit? Okay. And then the neck here. Down into the chest. See if maybe you can roll the shoulders back a bit. Lengthen the chest muscles, shorten the back muscles. And then the arms here. Holding the fingers open but not displayed. Just very gentle. The abdomen, making sure this is soft. The legs are not clenched at all, but instead just softening the muscles, and that the feet are relaxed. There is a technique in a relaxation method called nidra, which is called a rotation of consciousness, in which you put all of your focus into specific body parts and allow them to relax down. It's quite akin to self-hypnosis. It can put you into this deep inward focus that is great for resting. So I'm going to have you bring your attention to the tip of your tongue. Bring your attention to the tip of your tongue. Feel the tip of your tongue. See if there's anything you can do to relax it further. And then bring your attention to the root of your tongue, where it connects to the rest of your mouth. Just feel that area. Relax that area. And then how about the inside of your right cheek? Right here. Inside of the left cheek. The floor of the mouth. Roof of the mouth. The teeth. The upper and lower teeth. Inside the mouth. The gums. The upper lip here. Lower lip. The space between the lips. The tip of the nose. The right cheekbone. Temple. Eyebrow. Right eye. Left cheekbone. Temple. Eyebrow. Left eye. Forehead. Top of that. Back of that. The chin, the center of the throat, the hollow of the throat, the sternum, the right clavicle, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, back of the hand, palm of the hand, tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, the wrist, elbow, shoulder, clavicle, sternum, the left clavicle, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, back of the hand, palm of the hand, tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, left clavicle, sternum, the right side of the rib cage here, left side of the rib cage, bottom of the rib cage, the right side of the waist, left side of the waist, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, deep into the hip joint, feeling deep into the hip joint from the inside out. The right thigh, knee, shin, top of the foot, sole of the foot, tip of the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the ankle, the calf muscle, back of the knee, back of the thigh, the right hip, lower abdomen, the left hip, feeling deep into the joint, deep into the center of the joint, feeling the hip from the inside out, the left thigh, knee, top of the foot, sole of the foot, tip of the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, top of the foot, the ankle, the calf muscle, back of the knee, back of the thigh, into the hip, into the lower abdomen. Now we're going to switch around to the back. You could bring your attention to your tailbone, the lowermost part of the spine of the tailbone, and then up to the sacrum, the right side of the hip, left side of the hip, lower back, all the lumbar vertebrae, middle back, that's thoracic vertebrae, upper back, and the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, side of you, back of the neck, the cervical vertebrae, where the head meets the neck, back of the head, top of the head, between the eyebrows, tip of the nose, the mouth, tip of the tongue. Very good. Very good. I'm just going to have you settle in a bit. The body is relaxed and heavy, and I want you to feel the right side of your body. Everything on your right side of the body, from your face to the torso to the foot. Everything on your right side. Good. Just feel everything on the right side. And then switching to the left side. The side of your body, the left. From the face, the arm, torso, leg down to the foot, just the left side. Feeling everything on the left side, nothing on the right. And then both sides together. Both sides of the face, the neck, the arms, chest, abdomen, both legs together, both feet together. I'm going to have you bring your attention to your feet, your toes, all 10 toes, and then bring that attention up to your ankles. You felt your entire feet here, up to the ankles, both lower legs together, both knees together, both upper legs together, the hips, the abdomen, the chest, all fingertips at once, the hands, the wrists, lower arms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders together, the whole neck, front and back, the whole face, the whole head, and all at once, feeling the entire body, the whole body, all at once, from top of your head, down face, down the neck, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Everything all felt all at once. Now we're going to take a few deep breaths. Just while you're already so relaxed. Just to keep that going. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. I'm going to have you do some just very simple visualization. Very simple, and I'll be describing a lot of this along the way. I want you to picture in your mind a blueberry. We're going to try to get as descriptive as possible. Give your mind something to chew on. What does a blueberry look like? What's the exact shade of blue that you would call this blueberry? A medium blue, maybe? And a blueberry has those little spiky ends at the top, where it was connected to the flower, to the stem. Those very dark, almost deep navy little spiky bits, and that little purple ring inside the little spiky bits. And at the bottom of the blueberry, it starts to get a little lighter. Darker at the top, and almost has this faint, lighter blue blush on the bottom. Small, little round blueberry. Dark at the top, a little lighter at the bottom. Has a little bit of give to it if you squish it. You press into it. Gives you a bit of bounce. Very juicy, very supple. Now what about an orange? Think of that bright, beautiful, deep saturation of an orange. A yellow-orange color, like beautiful sunrise. Burning orange and yellow. They're quite heavy. They have that little circle of that greenish, almost gray-brown, and then the texture of the orange. All those little pits, very textured, almost like a wall, a textured wall, where it's fairly smooth, but it's got all these little pits. And if you take an orange, if you were to squeeze it, it's very heavy, full of juice. And you can hear it too, the little tissues releasing their juice if you squeeze a little too hard. And then finally, an apple. What kind of apple is your favorite? So maybe one of the green ones, like Granny Smith. Is it yellow, like a yellow delicious? Maybe it's the deep, deep red of a red delicious apple. Almost black in color. Does it have a pink blush to it? A yellow blush? Green or red? Is it more rectangular in shape, like a red delicious apple? Squat and round? Is it quite large, or is it rather small? The little brown stem and the little circle of green right where the stem is. If you flip it over, you have almost like a little star pattern. Think of how that apple might feel in your hands, the weight of it, and if you were to squeeze it. Is it very hard, or does it have a little bit of give to it? Now, I'm going to have you bring your attention to your toes. Bring some movement into your toes. And then focus on your fingers. Waking your fingers up. Bringing a little bit of movement to the fingers. And you can keep your eyes closed if you wish. And you can use this as a stepping off point to go deep into sleep. Rested well enough, you're more than welcome to open your eyes at any point. You'll be awake and alert and feeling quite refreshed. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me here at the sleep clinic. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. A big thank you to my patrons on Patreon, without which I wouldn't be able to make these videos. If you'd like to help support the channel, I have a link to my Patreon in the description box below. I offer perks like early access to videos, ad-free access to videos, and audio downloads of all my content. Thank you for being here. Hope you have a whale of a day. And a good rest of your